We have all been sadly imprisoned to think that the brain that we have must think, and that it is the only source of our thinking, storage of memory and emotions. The unipolar center as a paradigm is unknown and alien to our ancestors. Our ancestors knew the heart and also many other things that we shall demonstrate in this posting. In any case, even modern science itself now shows traits of duplicity. If the brain is so important, how come the heart is formed first before the brain, and the heart starts to function before there is any sign of the brain in embryology, as shown and indicated in many studies? It's quite clear that science is playing some games there. There is the fetal heart formation on the 22nd day. The heart starts pumping. The brain is nowhere. It's not even working. This is clear from this diagram. Welcome to Hamiti Hebrew Ethics. This is Preacher Rabbi Elem Dumizulu on Does the Heart Think Better Than the Brain? The brain's mind map shown here shows a lot of complexity. If you look at this, is the idea that the brain is the only thinker as proposed by science correct? Western scientists, whether deliberately or otherwise, confined our thinking to one part of the body, and they also say this is the only source of thinking. They are wrong, and they were wrong. As long as they think like that, they will be wrong. How will they be wrong? The shocking answer is that the wisest rest to ever walk this earth, our ancestors in ancient Africa, when mummifying, pulled out the brain and threw them away for one major reason. We shall come to that. Therefore, our ancestral Bantu position is the best. Our ancestors knew more than a lot of people and a lot of scientists today when it comes to the brain, because theirs was a whole perspective, not separated one. They called the brain in hieroglyphic Zia or Sia, spelled like that. Zia means know or sweat. There was a reason why. A number of Egyptological opinions need to be put in perspective on this. When they say Zia, it's because of the useless nature of the brain, because the brain was the first organ to decay when you die. They also demonstrated that the brain played a huge functional role. It had a dual function. This is unknown to scientists today. Thank the creator for that, because he has hidden it from them. But we shall lay some clues. For starters, the pineal gland, shown like that, has two snakes, which means dual, actually triune nature here. Itself and the other, and the indicator and the clue for that is this nyami snake, popular along the Zambezi and amongst the Bantus, the Batonga. The pineal gland is one of the essential organs of the endocrine system. The pineal gland is solely responsible for the body's natural clock. For example, the pineal gland helps our body to understand whether it is day or night. In other words, the pineal gland is associated with our body's circadian rhythms. There we are. The heart is connected to the brain via pineal gland. The problem is that almost everyone has felt love, not in the brain, but in the heart. When you say, I love you completely with my heart, or my heart swelled with joy, or when you say Adolf Hitler had a cold heart, is this poetic, or this points to something fundamental? Your heart does seem to know and be able to tell the truth about how you feel and what you think is right or wrong. On a physiological level, when you lie, for example, your heart rate beats faster. When you tell the truth and you are calm, your heart rate slows down and your heart is calm. Even though the brain has over 100 billion neurons, and around it has the eyes that collects information, the ears that collects sound, and the mouth and the nose and everything, perhaps our heart thinks clearer and better when we look into its history. Why? Because love or hate are emotional feelings that are not associated with the brain but with the heart, as demonstrated by many other cultures, beginning with African culture or Asian Bantu culture. Even so, to prove that, Amongst the band, we have a group of people with the totem moyo, which means heart, indicating archetypical nature of the heart. It is clear then that we must master the use of the two, the heart and the brain, to synchronize to what our ancestors were able to do. But the European educational system has misled billions, in which we have been taught that the heart pumps blood, but it does not pump blood. Listen to our video. The heart is not a pump. Almost everyone has felt love, as we have said, but not in the brain, but in the heart. Science is now waking up. We give some quotations here. The heart is now reconsidered and recognized by scientists as a highly complex system with its own functional brain. Our ancestors knew that. Research in the new discipline of neurocardiology shows that the heart is a sensory organ. Our ancestors knew that. And sophisticated center for receiving and processing information. Our ancestors knew that. The nervous system within our heart or heart brain enables it to learn, remember, and make functional decisions. Our ancestors knew that. We shall prove that. Independent of the brain cerebral cortex. Go to there and see more about that. Dr. Bruce Lipton says the heart and brain maintain a continuous two-way dialogue, each influencing the other's function. Although it is not well known, the heart sends far more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart, and the signals the heart sends to the brain can influence perception and higher cognitive functions. Our ancestors use that. Hence, the Moyo tribe, the Moyo totem, and also the saying that Ulomoyo Omuwi, you have got an evil heart. The heart also generates strongest rhythmic electromagnetic field in the body, and this actually can be measured in the brain waves of people around us. Yes. Watch his videos and listen to him, but as you do so, know that our ancestral knowledge is bigger than what he's presenting. Go to this website and watch it. The heart has 40 billion neurons. It feels, it remembers, it knows, it has magnetic field, it has its own nervous system. The heart neurons can think for themselves. Manyoka, nyoka, gut feelings. The channel theory. This is what our ancestors have left written down. You can go and study more on this on these slides. The river Nile led to suggest that, like the Nile and irrigation system, the body was full of channels. We know 42 according to the 42 laws of Mahati. They thought the heart was the center of 46 channels, types of tubes. Correct, 100%. They thought that you become ill if the channels of your body were blocked. Correct. Our ancestors were geniuses. They used purging, which we should use, vomiting and bloodletting to unblock the channels when someone became unwell. Correct. So the brain in your gut ideology, now popularized by scientists, was known by our ancestors well before the sciences come. This is what the science says. You can go to Dr. Michael D. Geshon, Columbia University. We just read this part. The gut brain, known as the enteric nervous system, is located in the sheaths of the tissue lining the esophagus, stomach, small intestines, and colon. There it is. Did you know your gut has second brain that uses more than 30 neurotransmitters, and that 95% of the body's serotonin is found in your bowels? You can go here and see that. Quite clear, our ancestors knew all that. There is the triune brain. There is explanation that the vagus nerve, the largest nerve system in the body. Our ancestors knew all the feel-good things, knew all the good food that makes our brain and our guts well. That's colonics, which our ancestors knew. So our ancestors knew all this, that the gut directed, engaged with the world, instincts and intuition, and self-conscious, immediate, practical, and direct. Our ancestors knew that. That's why certain demons were pulled out of the tummy. Something was done concerning your nerve, your navel. When you were born, your umbilical cord was not chopped off. Something was done to it to connect you to the earth, to connect you to your intuition. So when they cut the umbilical cord, they're cutting your ability to be intuitive. The head observing the world, inner logic of reasoning, detailed future purpose. That's our ancestors knew that. The heart reaching out to the world, inner life of emotions, memories, images, and visions and dreams. Our ancestors knew all this triune, and they knew more than that. I said 42, according to the 42 laws of Mahati. Une hliziyo embi, una moyo mbaya. European scientists have taken on a new field of scientific research dedicated to the study of the heart, to the heart intelligence, called neurocardiology. Millions of our brothers and sisters still hang on to the one brain theory. Here we say actually there are more than 9 intelligent thinking brains or thought sources identified by our ancestors and transmitted to us. Identify your fears first. Grab your Afro identity today. Master the use of these 9 brain sources. The dual function of the brain is physical and spiritual, connected to the pineal gland via abstractions. You can cleanse and decalcify it. But it must all be linked to the heart. Our ancestors have already identified what happens when we die. This is the most important thing that we must remember. Does the heart think better than the brain? The answer is yes, as well as no. If the brain is important, how come the heart is formed first before the brain? We will answer that one. Because the heart collects all that which will be used for or against you when you die. It is the last organ that interfaces and concludes your physical reality when you die, and also introduces you to your spiritual world, your heart. So you will be judged. The weighing of the heart. After you die, your heart will be weighed. Anubis will take care of the heart. 42 gods or the 42 judges of Maat will deal with you. If your heart is light, you pass the test and you enter into the afterlife. If not, you will be reincarnated until your heart is cleansed. Subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Iburu Ethics. This preacher Rabbi Elem Tumizulu. This is our email and this is our website. Hamiti Iburu Ethics is not by faith, nor technology, but by activating of your self-identity. Ancestral identity gives spirit power. Who you are matters most. Your heart, your brain, your gut, and the 42 laws of Maat are all connected. Tatenda, Siabonga. Thank you. Goodbye.